Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today I wanted to talk about how many All-Stars this Houston Astros team could potentially have as of right now through 47 games. I think it's interesting to talk about how many All-Stars this Houston Astros team could have in this year's All-Star game. The All-Star game is nearing up. The All-Star game is less than 2 months away, and we are a couple weeks away from being a month away from when the All-Stars are selected, because the All-Stars are selected about 2 weeks before the actual game happens. The game is on July 16th, and it's like July 6th, July 7th that we see the All-Stars selected, so about 9-10 days. So, but there's still a lot of time left until the All-Stars get selected, still a couple more weeks away from being a month away. But just really the way the Astros have played recently, the last 11 games being 7-4, as of recent, have been playing a lot better baseball, in my opinion, just in the last 11 games if you look at it. And pitching-wise, I think pitching-wise, if you look at it, sure, if you look at their hitting at a lot of time, most times this year has been terrible, but pitching-wise, they are one of the best in baseball this year. And so it's interesting to look at how many All-Stars this team could have. And for a 25-22 team, you'd honestly think it'd be less. But honestly, this team has a lot of players on their roster right now that are very deserving of what of what they've done so far. Very well could be deserving of an All-Star. Now, we know the Astros will at least have one All-Star because each team gets an All-Star. But I think there are multiple guys that should be locks for the All-Star game. And I actually have 6 guys right now that I think should be All-Stars for this Astros team. And before you think that's crazy, the Phillies last year broke a record of 8 All-Stars. There's one other team that had 6, and then there were 3 other teams that had 5. So I think it might be more likely that maybe there's 5. I just don't know. I think there are 2 guys that are locks. I think we know who one of those guys is. I think Hunter Brown is a lock to be an All-Star. 6-2 this year, 1.43 ERA. That's one of the best ERAs in all of baseball when it comes to starting pitchers. He's number 2 in wins on the year. Has just been absolutely phenomenal this year. Top in the league in strikeouts too, 67 strikeouts this year. Has like 4 or 5 straight starts with 9 strikeouts. He's just been absolutely amazing for this Astros team. Has only given up 9 earned runs this year in 57 innings. So he is a guaranteed All-Star for this Houston Astros team. Now, the other guy I think who's a lock to be an All-Star and definitely deserves to be is Josh Hader, the Astros closer who has 12 saves and has yet to blow a save this year. He has a 1.71 ERA, 21 innings, 29 strikeouts, so 8 more strikeouts than innings pitched, and he's pitched in 19 games this year for the Astros. And by the way, I said 12 saves. I believe it might be up to 13 after today's game for Josh Hader. But the other thing for Josh Hader is he's gone twice this year. Josh Hader has gone 2 innings, pitching the 9th and 10th inning for the Astros. That's how he got his 1 win. He also, for the Astros against Seattle, pitched the 9th and 10th inning. And by the way, it is 12 saves. So 12 saves in 19 games so far this year for the Astros is yet to blow a save, which is not what you can. I think first game of the season last year he blew a save. Batters against him have a batting average of 162, and he's just been killer for this team so far. He's only given up 12 hits. Last year he gave up 43. So it's been a much better year for Josh Hader this year. It's been one of the best closers of baseball. He deserves to be an All-Star alongside Hunter Brown. Now let's talk about some of the guys that, might not be locks but should be All-Stars. And then the next guy I'll go to is Jeremy Pena. This guy, the way JP has played this year, he 100% deserves to be an All-Star. His batting average is .309. At this point, he's number 12 in Major League Baseball in batting average, 6 home runs, 23 RBIs, 6 stolen bases. He's been one of the best batters in the month of May. Is like top 4, top 5 in batting average in the month of May so far, since the Astros made the lineup changes of putting him in the leadoff spot, and he 100% deserves to be an All-Star. The next I want to go to is one of the new additions to this Astros team this year. That's Isaac Paredes. He's just been absolutely outstanding this year for this Astros team. He's up to 7 home runs, 24 RBIs, OPS is 810. And I think another really underrated reason why Isak should potentially be an all-star if he keeps his bat up is how good Isaac Paredes has been defensively this year for the Astros. Only one error this year for the Houston Astros. He had like 16 errors. Yeah, I think I looked at it before. 16 errors last year that Isaac Paredes had. And he only has one. He's been one of the best defensive third basemen in baseball this year. And only having one error so far this year, when he had 16 last year, and then what he's done at the plate this year with hitting bombs, just hit it wasn't a walk-off because it was on the road, but a game-winning 3-run home run for this Astros team. The way he has played, he deserves to be an all-star. And the next two guys that I don't think will be all-stars, but I think they've played like it, that I want to go over, Jake Myers, batting .301 this season. That's number 20 in batting average. 8 stolen bases for Jake Myers. That's tied for 23 or 22 in stolen bases. 3 home runs, 15 RBIs. I don't think Jake Myers is an all-star, but what he does defensively in center field, being one of the best defensive center fielders in baseball, not only that, but being one of the best, one of the most efficient hitters in baseball with what he's done, being top 20 in batting average, batting .301 so far this season. Myers is 41 for 136. And sure, there haven't been a lot of long balls for Jake Myers this year, only 3 home runs. Last game for the Astros, he did hit a home run, but there have been a lot of, extra base hits outside of the home runs, like 6 doubles, 1 triple for Jake. A lot of those hits are, 10 of those 41 hits are only extra base hits, so 31 singles for Jake Myers, but he's still hitting the ball well, and I think the value he brings defensively, just like with Isaac Paredes. I mean, Jake Myers is really good defensively for this Astros team, a big part of this Astros team defensively. Do I think he's an all-star? Probably not, but he deserves his name to be talked about in the potential all-star candidate. And then the other guy I'll go over is a 2-time all-star, was not an all-star last year for this Astros team last year, but was an all-star for this Astros team in 2023 and 2022. Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez so far this year has pitched a complete game. That's one thing we can go over. He's pitched a complete game. He's gone 8 innings, I think, already twice this year. You look at his last couple outings. He's in his last 5 outings, he's gone 7 outings twice. 7 innings twice, 8 innings twice. You look at his last 5 outings against the Rangers. His last start, 7 innings, 3 earned runs. Start before that, 8 innings against the Kansas City Royals, giving up only 1 earned run. Start before that, 7 innings against the Brewers, only giving up 1 earned run. He did have a rough outing against the White Sox in 5 innings, did give up 4 earned runs. But against the Royals, again, 8 innings, 2 earned runs. That was his complete game. So, Framber Valdez has just been great as of recent. And I don't, right now, if Framber Valdez, if that ERA stays where it is right now at 3.57 and, he's pitched 63. That's another thing. He's pitched a lot of innings so far this year, too. 63 innings through only 10 starts. Last year, had 28 and pitched 176. So, I think he could go more innings this year than he did last year, potentially, I believe. So, I think that Framber Valdez, if he can keep it up, what he's been doing recently, those numbers, that ERA number is going to go down. All of his other numbers are going to go up. Strikeouts have been pretty high for Framber as well as of recent. Last 5 starts, 8, 7, 7, 6, 5. So I've been really impressed with what Framber Valdez has done as of recently, and I think it's really impressive. But there are a couple more guys I want to go over that also deserve potential credit to be all-stars. Now, notice the 2 guys I haven't brought up yet are Jose Altuve or Yordan Alvarez. The crazy thing is I think there could be, as of most 8 potential considered all-stars for this Houston Astros team, and I don't think Jose Altuve or Yordan Alvarez are on that list. The next guy I want to go over is a reliever. Do I think he's an all-star? No, but he has pitched so good. I mean, you can't count him out. Brian King, who just got the win tonight for the Astros. He's 2-0 at this point. He's pitched 22 innings, 1.31 ERA this year. Has pitched 21 innings this year, 23 strikeouts, a 0.77 whip. I mean, Brian King this year has been phenomenal. It's only his second season, too, and has only given up 10 hits, 3 earned runs, 23 strikeouts, like I mentioned. Batters only have a 139 batting average facing Brian King this year. And then we can go to the other Brian. Brian Abreu has been absolutely amazing this year for this Astros bullpen as well. Look, I mean, his ERA is lower than Brian King's. Brian Abreu this year, 1.27 ERA, 1-1 record, 21 innings, 26 strikeouts. I mean, he's been great too. And, batters against him have a batting average of 175. That's a little higher than King's, but Abreu's had some really good numbers this year with not giving up a lot of runs at all. I think he's only given up like 2 earned runs this year, and has just done a really good job. So, look, do I think I named 8 players that I think could be all-stars. Do I think the Astros have 8 all-stars? No. But I mentioned King and Abreu's names because you talk about how good the Astros have been, probably one of the best pitching groups in baseball, starting and relief pitching. I mean, like I said, Josh Hader and Hunter Brown are probably locks for the All-Star game, but you have to consider Brian King, Brian Abreu, Framber Valdez in that list as well, because you look at starting pitching this year for the Astros, those have been, in my opinion, those have been the 5 best guys this Houston Astros pitching team this year. It's been both Bryans and Josh in the bullpen, and Framber and Hunter in the starting rotation. And then you look at the batters that need some, need a potential chance at being an all-star. I think, to me, that's Isak, a guy that's been an all-star before, JP, a guy who's never been selected, and Jake Myers. Ultimately, I don't know how many all-stars this team gets. I think JP, Hunter Brown, and Josh Hader 100% need to be all-stars. I think if Isak keeps it up, he should be as well. Same thing for Framber. I don't think the Astros... Then the question becomes, if the Astros get a 6 all-star and not 5, who's that 6th guy? Is it one of the Bryans from the bullpen? Probably not. Is it Jake Myers? Who's that 6th potential all-star if the Astros get that? Look, the Astros last year had 4 all-stars. And if you look at it, the Astros right now, if they keep on pace, they're going to be better this year around All-Star break than they were last year. Because last year, it wasn't until around July the Astros... It was like beginning of July the first time the Astros reached over 500. So I think this year, you look how the season has started, the Astros, even though they've had struggles, have been better this year than they were last year to start off the year. So that's one thing to consider. The Astros had 4 All-Stars It was 3 All-Stars last year, not 4. It was Tucker, Altuve, Alvarez. It might not be any. It might not. You might not see either 3 of those guys selected the All-Star game representing the Astros. You won't see Tucker because he's not on the Astros anymore. And Yordan Altuve. It's crazy that you look at 8 guys that are potential All-Stars on this team. Maybe the Astros get 5 or 6 of those guys selected to the All-Star game, and not even one of them is Jose Altuve or Yordan Alvarez. They have not played good enough to be All-Stars this year. But like I talked about, the 5 pitchers that have been amazing this year, and JP and Isak and Jake, I think have played well enough, but they've got to keep it up, and maybe even their numbers might have to get a little bit might have to get a little bit better. I wouldn't say for JP, Hunter Brown, and Josh Hader, I would say their numbers don't have to get better, but I look at Jake Myers, Isak, and Framber. Their numbers might have to get a little bit better in order for them to get selected potentially. I'm going to get your thoughts on this Astros team so far, and what do you think about All-Star game right now? How many All-Stars do you think this team deserves, or how many do you think they get as of right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and peace out. Go Astros.